Almost shifting, we got pizza, moving boxes, or else checkers beats us. Life is rough here in the depths of space. If shit set comes a knocking, we shoot them in the face. Gun cargo, gun cargo. Gun cargo, gun cargo, hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Alright, I got another verse. I hear a boy coming right in my instant. And it just asks me why I blew them all away. But I feel so great now with sovereign Cargonia. Every round we stand our ground. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Gun cargo, 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 hail Cargonia, gun cargo. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Get back to work.
Well, alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of What the Hell is Doctor Who Doing? The answer is something. He's doing something. I didn't either, and then I woke up late, and I'm just like, you know what? What better way to force myself into a painting mood for my real life game than to force myself to paint for all of you chuckleheads? So, the noises over there is my 3D printer going absolutely ham. This noise right here is Kitty. Kitty's going right here. And then right here, what my 3D printer is printing. There we go. Is something that I'm going to have to refine a little bit. But I am building a boat. I'm reprinting the bow of the ship because the gun barrel got a little messed up. And I'm going to have to do some TLC on some details. But I do like big boats. I like big boats that can become starships. Or should I say space battleships, to go and get Cosmo DNA. Space boat Yamato, yes. So, what are we doing today? Well, today I need to let... How many long toms does that thing have? Quite a few at the moment. Or none at the moment. So, what I'm doing is I've got this Scouring Sands box. And I just knocked over my, my holder thingy. And I want to try and paint up my mechs. So far, on my own, I've done 2 Fulcrum heavy tanks. I may change the cockpits a little bit, but these are done. I've done the Locust 2C. Come on. I think he came out pretty well. I've done the Howler. And I have started work on the Thunderbolt 2C. I'd like to finish the Thunderbolt 2C and do a couple of other things if I can. So not only for reference do I have the big ol' box right there, I also have the card. So I'm honestly pretty close to finishing it up. And I love how the box art and the card art don't necessarily match 100%. But I don't care, I'm doing some sort of weird amalgamation of the two of them. So it's gonna be fine. You know? I really like what I've done with this. I really do like it. I don't know. Can you see the yeah, there we go. I really do like the light and shadow play that I've done on this. Well, it's not the numeric workshop, I can tell you that. So I'm going to grab a brush. I'm going to grab my gemstone red. And I... Oh, also... kit. Yes, this is the Numeric Workshop's home game. Lego kit. So just a little bit goes a long way. Gonna thin it down just a little bit. And I'm gonna move my magnifying glass in. And we're gonna figure out where the cockpit is. Little bit of overpainting, but that's alright. There looks like to be a mold slip right there. I think that's alright. Alrighty. I'm satisfied with that. Let's get a little bit of black paint. I need to get a new bottle of black paint. I have used a lot of it. I'm just getting like a drop of water on this and just thinning it out almost to an ink, almost. Do I even need that black? Yes, yes. Because we're going to put it here in the gun barrels. I'm then going to take this silver paint, reconstitute it a little bit. And we're going to bring it right up the sides of the lasers. Get the lens. And then the other side. It's a little thick, but oh well. Give me a second, Itamo. Alrighty. Already an eye break? Oh no! Pet the kitty. Eye break. I hope you're having fun. There we go. Eye break. Let's grab a little bit more of that black ink and go back over the underside of the gun barrel. Alright. It's looking pretty alright. Now, question. Should I continue this silver all the way down here? Hey, what's up, Mike? This dude right here is one of the real-life people who I'm painting these mechs for our game. Also, Mike, here, Doctor Who. I'm sorry. I'm sure they have heard my name many a times from my family when they've interrupted, but online I am Doctor Who. Nice to meet you. Doctor Who's the chef. Doctor Who's cooking. Yep. I've talked about where we live many a time, but it's nice to maintain the facade. Can you please, Mike, can you please type exclamation point art? Or is it exclamation point submit? There you go. That email right there is for Thursday nights. The numeric workshop, which I have told you guys many times about. That is run by Parallax, a much better painter than I am. And he will take your submissions and showcase them. And you, Mike, have a lot of really, really good mechs to show off. Sorry if I'm not talking. I am concentrating immensely, and I do not have the detriment of having a squick to attempt to distract me from painting. Alrighty, can someone please tell me what the loadout of a Thunderbolt 2C is? Let's go to Sarna. 2 heavy large lasers, LRM, 3 medium lasers. Alrighty. What have I traditionally been using for those colors? What is my laser color scheme? Okay, so green is my mediums, and blue is my larges. You have a large? Yes. Blue has traditionally been my large. But here, I think I'm going to go with red. Just to stand out from all of the green. Alrighty. Let's get a little bit of red. And then what I have really cool is I got from Defiance Industries a couple of neat little things. I got some decals. Jade Falcon, Epsilon Galaxy, Fed Suns, Wolves, Kellhounds, Clan, Uwu Good Boy. Why do I have so many right here? Well, because the import fees were a lot, and I'm just like, you know, if the import fees are a lot, and these are like a lot per decal sheet, why don't I get quite a few decal sheets? So that way the import fee seems like a little. I'm gonna have to touch that up. There we go. Alrighty. Okay. We got a little targeting computer right here. And I've got a magnifying glass right in front of my face and lots of light so that I can see. But I am kind of awash in a sea of illumination. Bully, it's like I was already spending like $25 on import fees from France anyway. So I'm just like, if I get like 5 or 6, that's only like $4 for import fees for each of them. And that sounded a lot better than $12 of import fees for 2 of them. I would have cooked today, but the kitchen is a mess for Memorial Day. And I just wanted to take a break from Legos. I'm incredibly nearsighted as well. So I have an interesting combination of the two. Doing these missile pods is stressful. at those missile racks. I think that's the best damn missile rack I think I've painted in a while. Alrighty. So to be a different green, we're gonna get this rainforest. And yes, I've got a little paint jiggler right here. A little bit. Because I used angel green as a base coat and green skin as highlight. And I just don't want to use green skin for lasers as well. Let's add in... No. This will be fine. Very nice. Opie, hello. Let's get a blue. Because I want a blue on this targeting computer. And I'm just going to hold it there, let it dry for a little bit. Seriously, that looks so clean. I'm rather impressed with myself. There's some cleanups, but that can be fixed up with highlights. And I'm just trying to let that paint dry a little bit because it is a little wet. I'm going to take some more of this black. Just kind of clean up. That. Uh-oh, that's still wet. Alright, I am not going to touch that particular color anymore. Instead, I'm going to take some of this plate mail silver, because that's just been what I've been using for my metallics since I started. Alright. This just now needs a little bit of green skin for some highlight cleanups. Then, Night Owl or Grimos, I would ask that you start a poll. What mech should Doctor paint next? The Bane, the Summoner, the Marauder, or the Rifleman 2, or the Rifleman C? What I'm doing right here is I'm just cleaning up some overpaint with a little bit of my green skin highlight. Which I think looks sexy as hell. Oh yes, I like that. Alrighty, I think I need to stop before I start doing too much. And the fresher paint starts taking over. But I really like this. And I'm going to set them down. I think I really like this guy. Come on, focus. There we go. I think that's pretty clean. So what I am doing is I am using an old medicine bottle and some blue tack. As my holder. And it works. Alright. Let me get my keyboard. Turn it on. I got a question for y'all. I need a new keyboard. There we are. What mech to paint next? Oh, no, you're fine, buddy. I'll let that roll for 3 minutes. Because I am also going to go to Steam and acquire Mech Warrior 5. Add to cart. View my cart. Continue to payment. I now own that DLC. I don't care about MechWarrior Online. I care about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Also, y'all are really voting for the Marauder 2C. As in, the 5 of you who voted, 3 of you have voted for the Marauder. And you've tied it. Very good job, you weirdos. Alrighty. Marauder? Or Rifleman? Marauder? Or Rifleman? It is a good little mech. Mike, has the Marauder not caused us so much trouble in the game? He's a right bastard. Those frickin' strong jump jets. Okay. Let's see here. I love how the card art and the box art don't match up. Oh! Haruka! You're... The Kickstarter has finally arrived. Meanwhile, I've acquired literally everything that you've just got by myself. Alright. Let's see here. let's actually start with silvering the joints. Yes. We're going to silver the joints. Why? Because it's the base. And I want to. I always like making joints silver. It's just means the mechanic-y bits are poking out. I feel like I'm painting toenails. So, what I've done for a lot of these mechs is what I did is I primed them black, and then I had a rattle can of white primer, and I just went psh, which is peeking through just a little bit. Then I actually did take like a makeup sponge and a large dry brush, and I went all around with a dark green. And then did that same thing except lighter with a light green. And I think it's given me a wonderfully rugged, deserty kind of vibe. And Mike, who's watching, also did up his Scouring Sands dudes in a very similar color scheme, but has interpreted it completely differently. Instead of mine as a combat force, Mike has done his up as like factory fresh units. And that's a bit of mold slippage right there. Jesus Christ. Do I care? I care. That one's rather large. The other side I can get away with claiming battlefield scarring. Yeah, that was an egregious mold line. And we'll cover it up with paint. Mike if you type !Discord, that will get you to the aux. And in the aux, we have a channel for Battletech Tabletop. You can probably post some pictures there. You all can't see what I'm fucking doing. Why did you all not tell me? Welcome to the Interpretation Corner with Doctor Who's the Chef. This little bit right here probably shouldn't be silver, but I interpreted it as part of the ankle joint over here. So on the other side, I'm going to mirror that because that's only fair. Now, on your model, you may interpret it as a different color, and that's just fine. Why am I doing it like that when I have this? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an idiot. Entire back of this is getting silver. I love that you all appreciate my amateur skills in both cooking and painting enough to regularly show up for me. And I appreciate that. There we go. Okay. What else needs to be silvered? The ball joints for the arms. Where'd the knife go? Okay, so that's just a lot of mold glue, which is great. Right there. That's fine. I'm interpreting these as silver, so they are being painted silver. They should be black. I'm gonna go over them with black. But that's fine. On the inside, let's go with these. Let's paint these little gears here silver. I always like my joints to be silver. That's a heat sink. So I'm going to go over that with silver. And then I have some cobalt metallic that I'm going to go over this with, and then I'm going to touch it up with some purple at the end of it. Give it a nice little heat, heat stress. I can always touch up overpainting in post. That's kind of why I like how sloppy this base coat is. Because this base coat is easily fixed with, like, highlights and such. That blend in perfectly with the original paint scheme. Speaking of Necromundian, is that Necromunda? Yes. I made a very stupid purchase. And I made a very stupid purchase because he's the only person I really know in the lore. And I very much think that he's really cool. I think that that's a really cool mini. There's no idea when I'm gonna paint it. And I'm definitely not going to play Warhammer. Oh God. But I do think that some of the models are pretty cool. And knowing what I know about the lore, having old Baelai is pretty fucking badass. There we go. Alright. I forgot that this thing has jump jets, so let's go silver the jump jets a little bit. And again, just ever so bit of a lot of overpainting, but that is easily fixed up with highlights. We got some jump jets right here. I'm interpreting this as also some sort of heat sink. So I'm going to paint it as such. There we are. These up here. I am also interpreting as some sort of vents or heat sinks. So they are getting painted. And again, any overpainting is going to get highlighted away. Happy little trees. Alright, let's give some highlights to the inside here. This is what I'm interpreting that as. There we are. Any other silver egregiously that I am missing? I should probably silver. Yes, there is definitely some large silvering that I can do. So let's get this gun barrel. Let's add a bit more silver to the pot. Ooh, that is wonderful. I like my interpretation. And then these joints right here need to get silvered. Again, I think I just overpainted a little bit, but again, nothing some highlighting can't fix. There we are. Let's get this underside as well. Ooh, that's fun. No primer got in there. But if I would have gone for it... everything would have been too caked on. I like that. I can clean up the mess. I can definitely clean up the mess. Let's paint just this front section silver. Alrighty. I like that. Now let's take a look at you. I do like my particular technique of really, really thinning down my black right here to almost an ink. It soaks in immediately, and the undertones of all of these greens come through wonderfully. I like that. I really like this. Oh man, this is all coming together. It's not what the card art says is going on. It's not what the card art says is going on, nor is it what the box art says is going on. But I do like what I decided to do for that jump jet right there. Like only painting the top of it green or black, leaving the side as a highlight. I really like that decision. What kind of weird, wacky, and wonderful painting adventures are you guys getting up to? Oh, Mike, I am too. Okay, it's the bits around the jump jets. I need to focus on the other leg. I'm gonna do some silver chipping on that to do some highlights. Alright, let's move on to the other side. This was a triumph. He's making a note here. Huge success. It's hard to overstate his satisfaction. Ducky the science. He does what he must because it hurts us. To confuse and baffle all of our minds. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till the physics do break. And the station is gone. And he's smoking a gold cigar. Waiting for the next cargo call. Ducks, how do the pennies taste? We've had this we just had this conversation. Also, I do sincerely hope that your back is not destroyed. Can someone please do me a favor and redeem a stretch and or a posture check and or a water break? I will redeem those in just a second. Because I need an excuse to go get some water. And stretch. I am very crouched. Alrighty, I will be right back. Ugh. Oh! Oh, that was a good one. Eye break. You know, you keep redeeming eye breaks, I actually might just fall asleep. Alrighty. Oh, next. Spot is gonna be right here. I like that. I feel like I've come a long way in my model painting journey. There's a couple more panels that I need to paint, but nothing that can't be fixed. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. I love how adding just like little bits of detail color. Break up a model and make all the other sections look really nice. There we go. Alrighty, we'll fix that up as well. I've learned to be a lot more confident with my brush strokes and just trusting the process. It's very easy to get caught up on one specific detail and then refuse to work until that detail is perfect. But sometimes you just gotta move on and just trust that everything's just gonna work out. Lord Troa! How you doing? Hey, Bard. The fuck was that? Chocobo, give me a second and I'll show you what else I've done. Now that we're here on the guns. across the brush stroke. I'm making some very hard decisions right now. And I fucked that up, but I can fix it. Alright. So, Chocobo, quick question. According to the card, according to the card, come on, focus. There you go. That little middle bit right there is supposed to be black. But according to the box art, it isn't. What do you think we should do? Paint it black for a pop of color? Make it pop? Alrighty. I can't help but feel this was the correct decision. That looks really good. Alright, so this is the Marauder 2C. What I did with a lot of these mechs, read all of them, is I based them with black primer. Then I have a can of white primer that I just did a quick little pass over for a zenithal. And then I dry brushed a dark green on these very, very broadly. And then I went over with a lighter green as a highlight. And now we're adding in details, and there might be some overspill on some of these. But that's kind of why I like how I did my potential for highlights. What we just finished is this little thunderbolt. That's my face. Clean little targeting computer. Maybe some little bit of overspill up there. But I'm stupid happy with how this turned out. I have also done the Locust 2C. I cheat. I want to do cockpit jeweling. I am shit at cockpit jeweling. So I've cheated and used a ruby gemstone metallic paint. But I love how the green highlights are popping through the black. I then also have the baboon, the howler. This little bastard. There's little triangles right there underneath. I am stupid happy with how this little dude came out. And then to showcase like what I mean for my highlighting and whatnot. This is the Bane. He is unfinished. But you can see, especially from like the underside, like I've got a lot of black for the shadows. And then up on top, you can barely see through the panel lines, like white highlighting. There's a darker angel green for the base coat that was dry brushed on, and then highlighted on top of that is green skin. I honestly can't wait to paint this one. There's also my rifleman. And the summoner. You can really see those highlights on these legs. Like, I think this thing has, like, the best highlights that I did. I know, right? Which is why I'm doing this stream, buddy. I also have rocks. These are 3D printed. I have my 3D printer going right now, not printing more rocks, but I got tired of the cardboard terrain, so I wanted sturdy things. So I'm trying to make rocks, and I actually think these rocks look pretty all right with the red shadow and the tan desert yellow. but it's like I want to do a little bit more with them. And it's just like, oh, it's an alien world. Of course, the colors can be whatever I want. And I'm looking over here at my 3D print, and I think I may have fucked something up. Which is fine. I may just have to print this piece by itself to make sure the gun barrel gets okay. But what I am printing right now boat Space Battleship Yamato boat. Anyway, let's drink some root beer. Does the... Oh no, the prow doesn't have the barrel, the liner sights. Charger 2C. If I were to make a Charger 2C, what would it do? Let me find my phone, and I will give you an answer. Charger is 80. It's probably going to get up-tunned to 90 or 95. Probably 90. Probably going to increase the armor a little bit. Okay, is this... okay, no. Charger 2C. The Charger is good because it follows an inner sphere ethos of, I'm gonna get right up in your face, and I'm gonna make it a bad day for the both of us. The clans like to keep things at a quick and nimble distance. So I don't know if they would 2C a Charger. Because part of being a Charger pilot is running into punching distance and starting to make things the enemy's problem. It's probably... In other words, someone gets a buttload of clan tech and decides to rebuild the charger with it. You're gonna have to lean into how quick it is. You're probably gonna up-ton the frame to fit in a faster engine and more armor. Faster engine, more armor, so it's probably gonna get up-tonned. Then you're going to probably put in at least one long-range weapon, be it like an ER large laser or a PPC. I could see some SRMs getting put into it somehow, and a tag laser. And then just lean in to its, to the small laser. You're gonna keep the small lasers, increase them to like ER smalls, or like better pulse small pulse lasers or somehow. You're gonna put in some sort of long range weapon. Yeah, like supercharger or mask if there's like a clan variety. You don't really want it to lose any speed, but you want it to be quick, because that's one of the things about the charger is it's fast. It's also unarmored, under armored. So you need it to have an upton so that it can you need to have it upton so it can throw in a bit more armor. But yeah, you're gonna put a long range weapon in it so that it can at least shoot while it's closing distance. You're gonna want to tag on it so that while it's being a little menace up in medium and close range, you can tag something and have your fire support in the back line just start raining missiles. Lean into its short range capabilities. Keep the battle fists because that's funny. Maybe even give it like a melee weapon like the Grizzly has, the Kodiak, with like those claws. Keep the small lasers, up them to like pulses or something. Increase the number, and add in an SRM somehow. And I think that's what a Charger 2C would be. Someone who wants to zip from target, from target to target's front line, while tagging them and distracting them from everybody else who's firing fuck tons of missiles at them. Alright, let's continue. Mackey's a museum piece. It belongs in a museum. Is there a catapult 2C? I'd like to see what you could do with a catapult 2C. Centurion 2C would be amazing. I love Centurions. They are very good little trooper mechs. Centurion or a Crusader 2C would be interesting. The question is, would you keep the Centurion as a medium, or would you up it to a very light heavy? Or would you do the Phoenix 2C thing, the Phoenix Hawk 2C thing, and make it a frickin' assault mech? Well, the front fell off. Oh yeah, it was doing quite well until the front fell off. But what about the impact to the environment? But there is no environment out there. There's just water, yes, and fish, and a large tanker. Yes, what the front fell off. We towed it out of the environment. It's usually a good boat until the front fell off. There we go. That's a little bit of overpaint. No, lean into it. And you can always fix it with highlights. I can't really see on top. So this is essentially just interpretation corner, and I think I'm going to interpret this as black. No. No, no. No, I'm not interpreting any more black. And in fact, I am going to switch to a gray. Oh no! A button. No, Dee Dee, do not press that button. Ooh, what does this button do? I'm gonna clean that up with highlights. I like this decision. I've made a very good decision. All right, Willie Mays Hayes. And again, that can be highlighted away. All right. And then final touch, at least for right now, And again, like, I've got some serious overpaints, but we can fix that up with highlighting. All right. It's just about 3 o'clock. Let me look up the loadout of a Marauder 2C. Three ERPPCs. 4 ER small lasers, 2 medium pulse lasers. Is this a Marauder 2C10? Yes, it is. Large pulse laser, medium pulse laser. Okay. This is the Marauder that is on Appalachia, right? That is on... is part of the, Ilcon era thing. The fuck is its loadout? I can't do an interpretation corner like this. Because you don't have jump jets. Okay. Battle tech. What Marauder 2C is in the Scouring Sands box. Marauder 2C6. Okay. Those are three PPCs. Features a Gauss in its right arm and an LBX in its left, medium lasers, and a dorsal heavy engine. Okay. Well, what's the mini look like on the torso? Give me a second. We'll fix that up later. Overpaint, I can fix it. Alright. So, according to the box art, that thing has 3 PPCs. Do you think the box art is just not right? box art is probably just not right. Because, like, the box art and the card art don't match a lot of the times. So if they're both autocannons or ballistics, I'm going to put black in there. My headphones started yelling at me. And again, I'm going to clean up any overspill later. And then, alright, let's get my bright sapphire, which I use for pretty much everything. You know what? I feel like I should say fuck it and just do 3 PPCs. Y'all think I should just say fuck it? Because this Marauder is all energy. Ow. All right. I have made my decision, and I know how I'm going to make it work artistically. I'm going to make these two things the lasers in the torso. Alrighty, I will finish up the final little details when I have the ability to use my light alongside everything else, because currently it's charging up my headphones. Anyway, I think this looks frickin' fantastic. There's a bunch of lines that I'm going to have to touch up with highlights, but that's part of the finishing process. Down underneath, you know what? I'm going to say, like, those are frickin' like little flappy doors. And the lasers only come out when they're needed. That's my explanation. Fuck if it doesn't make sense. I'm going with it. This is the 18th Falcon regulars, part of Epsilon Galaxy. At least that's what the art says for Scouring Sands. And so with this mostly finished, thank you everyone for joining an impromptu art stream and hanging out with me. I need to now go help my mother finish up house stuff because we are getting flooring installed soon. We're gonna get out of here, and I will see you tomorrow for even more Battletech. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant day, y'all. Hail Cargonia isn't in this, I don't think I have Hail Cargonia set in this, this set. Let me, fix this. Alright. Screw it, we're doing it live. Hail Cargonia. Yes. In paints. Yes. Okay. I have it. So, we're going to copy, we're going to paste, and you are in paints, source, Hail Cargonia. Alrighty. Bertrola, thank you for the follow. Unfortunately, I'm getting out of here. Crispy and the art crew are coming along soon, so more painting shenanigans is going to be coming your way live here only at WBPL 76. Now remember everybody, stay cool, stay frosty, but most importantly, remember to hail Cargonia.
Hold on.
Land of stolen things, obey the quartermaster, unless he's a ling. Miners don't die today. Cargo techs push freight. Our enemies in disarray. All hail Cargonia.
Get back to work.